Hello everybody, thank you so much for coming back to my channel. My name's Riley, aka Honey Rags, and I'm a full-time reseller. A couple people asked why I don't include my dog in videos, and honestly it's just because I know that dogs aren't for everybody and I never really thought about doing it because she is not reseller related. But I've been trying to start this video for the past 10 minutes and she keeps coming up to me whining, so welcome to my channel. Now that that's out of the way, I feel really unprepared for this video. My eBay has been taking off lately, so I figured what better time for a what sold video than right now. A couple of people have asked me, a couple of people have asked me, and then a couple of people have insinuated, I can't talk right now, not in a bad way, but they've insinuated that I'm selling more liquidation items and hard good items than I am used clothing, which is not true. I'm about 50-50 right now. So 2 months ago around Christmas time, I was definitely like, my clothing sales dropped off the grid. I was selling like 5 items a week clothing wise, and my hard goods and liquidation items were flying out the window, like 100 items a week. It was insane. And I actually made a video where I was a little bit worried that the clothing wasn't going to pick back up again. I didn't really know what was going on with Poshmark. Even the clothing on eBay just seemed to stop. But after consulting, I guess, with a couple of other resellers who've been doing this for a while, I realized clothing sales just kind of fluctuate throughout the seasons, especially around Christmas time. It slows down for a lot of people. So I don't want you guys to think like clothing sales aren't working for me just because you see me posting a lot of liquidation stuff on my Instagram. I have a consistent flow of clothing and liquidation items. So if I'm posting more of one, it's probably because that's what I'm working on for the week. Yeah, right now it's about 50-50, 50% clothing, 50% liquidation. I am making a little bit more on the liquidation right now if you want to break down the exact numbers, but it's still pretty close to 50-50. So yeah, I just don't want you guys to think, is the clothing not working anymore just because I'm not constantly posting about it like I was a year ago. Because a year ago, I kept this channel and my Instagram clothing exclusive. So I didn't even really show you guys my liquidation items because I didn't know that anybody would be interested in that. But turns out you guys care about pretty much everything that has to do with reselling, even if it means reselling liquidated items. So I have to get that out of the way, and you will see the truth in during the rest of the video because, like I said, it's about half and half, half clothing, half liquidation. So I'm just going to kind of go through a few of the items that sold over the past week. I cherry picked my favorite items that I want to show you guys. I'm going to cut to the chase. I started the video off with like a little rant, not a rant, but so I'm going to go through what sold on Poshmark first and then what sold on eBay after I get through what sold on Posh. I sold this vintage LL Bean pullover fleece for $25 on Poshmark. So vintage LL Bean and Patagonia fleeces seem to do well. This one I thought would do well because of the colors and because it had like a tribal embroidered trim, which is kind of unique. That one sold for $25, which was the full asking price. I got it at the bins, so I probably paid $2.50 for it. I sold these Zara Trafaluk, is that how you say it? Mules, slip-on, split front, whatever you want to call them. These were also from the bins, and I honestly think I could have gotten just a teeny bit more out of them because they seemed like they were new without tags, new without box, which obviously I can't say that with certainty because they were, you know, secondhand. But I think I could have gotten more out of them, but am I going to sit on them for an extra $5? No. I sold this Acme and Kin sweater, which is an Anthropology brand. Yeah, Anthropology. So this sweater I've had forever, and it's gotten so much attention. I've listed it and relisted it. I think at one point it was up to like 60 likes. I sent out offer to likers at like $20. Nobody accepted it. So I was really happy to get the $17 offer. I sold this Escada cardigan for $39. This one I actually sourced online. Yeah, I'll tell you guys my source. I was thinking about it for a second, but every once in a while I will go sourcing on the RealReal. They do clearance, I don't know how many times a year. I'm not an expert, but they will clearance their items down to like 90% off, and every once in a while they will send credits. I think they send credits to people who have already purchased off this site, but I'm not sure. Every once in a while they'll send me credits. I will sit on them until they have clearance. I think I paid $7 for this cardigan. So it came right to my house. I didn't have to leave the house. I took new pictures of it and it sold. So I was happy with that. I sold these Dansko clogs for $28. I do still pick up Dansko, but it's overpriced for the most part at the thrift stores around me. They've caught on. I don't want to say they've caught on because I think they've always kind of overpriced Danskos, but they'll price them at like $15 or $20, which obviously there's not room for me to make money on that. But these ones I think I snagged at the bins. I sold this M by Magashoni blazer for $18. I wanted to get more out of it. When I first sourced it, I thought I would get like 30 out of it, and then I realized they had a lot of the same blazers listed, so I figured because it's saturated, I'm not going to get that much. So somebody sent me an offer for 18 and I accepted it. I sold these Cush slip-ons. So this brand is like a branch off of another brand, and I cannot remember the mother brand right now. But I sold it in a bundle with these Sanuks, which are slip-on yoga sandals. So Sanuks or Sanuks, you guys, I know, I can't get it right. They're known for their sandals that like are cloth that wrap around the back of your ankle. They're super comfy. I didn't really know that they made anything other than the staple sandal that always sells. So when I saw these brand new with tags, I picked them up, and I'm glad I did because they sold in that bundle like I said. So that was all that I picked out for Poshmark. I had a few other sales on Poshmark, but they weren't anything huge. I think I had some soft surroundings, some Athleta. I sold these vintage hand-carved cameo earrings. So these I believe are probably antique. I got them in a huge estate sale jewelry lot that I paid $500 for like a year ago. It was probably the biggest purchase I've had to date of something that was used and not like a pallet with a bunch of new items. And I've definitely made my money back and then some, so that was a really good purchase. I sold these earrings for $54, which I could have gotten more out of them, but I ran a sale in my Etsy shop. So of course my camera died. I was actually on a roll, like I was just about to go to my eBay listings. I felt good about the video. I wasn't talking too much. I didn't need to edit anything out. My camera died. These are my camera batteries charging. I'm charging 2 of them because, as you guys know, some of you might know, with Canon cameras, it takes like an hour to charge just for like 5 minutes of camera life. So I'm stressed. I'm really stressed. We got everything working again. We're back up and running. I realized how scraggly my hair looked in the first part of the video. So we're moving on to what sold on eBay over the past week. Like I said, cherry picked. This is Andy's Pro Clippers, which are dog clippers. So I sell a lot of clippers just because I get them almost in every liquidation palette I get. Like wall clippers, Remington clippers, those usually sell for around $30. I'm not really making that much because I pay for shipping. But the Andis and the Oster clippers always do well. So if you're someone who's into retail arbitrage, keep your eye out for Andis and Oster clippers, especially the pet ones. Those that usually sell for around $100. I sold these Mama Koala washable cloth diapers. So they had some of these listed at like $80. Some of them sold for I think like $50 or $60. So I thought I would get more than $34.90, but I didn't. I had a lot of interest in them, and I think I ended up getting an offer or just price dropping it. I don't completely remember, but regardless, I'm still happy. I think I paid $4. I sold this 41 Hawthorne pattern blouse. So 41 Hawthorne is a Stitch Fix brand. I did not know that Stitch Fix brands did well on eBay just because I don't think I've ever personally sold a Stitch Fix brand on eBay. In my defense, I don't usually list brands, just oddball brands like that over on eBay. So I'm gonna start. I sold this Nike tennis skirt. So a lot of people are afraid to pick up Nike, including myself. I usually 99% of the time will leave it behind because there's so much of it out there. There's so much of it on the market that you can get it on eBay for like $6 with free shipping. It's crazy. But this I found at the bins, and certain branches of Nike, like Nike Golf, Nike Tennis, I don't think it's actually called Nike Tennis, but like a Nike tennis skirt, certain branches of Nike still do pretty well. So definitely pick up things like Nike Golf. Obviously it was $14.70 with free shipping, but I got it at the bin, so I probably paid like 90 cents for it. So I'm happy with that. I sold this Chi ceramic flat iron. So Chi has gone down a lot in price over the past 10 years. I remember like 10 years ago, you couldn't get a Chi flat iron for under like 80 bucks. Now there's a lot more of it out there. This was actually from a liquidation palette. This one's interesting. It's a Panasonic electric razor replacement. It's just one single part, and I sold it for $33.70, and it cost me like $2 to ship because it was first class, obviously. I think the actual Panasonic trimmer this goes to only sells for like 50 bucks. So the fact that just one part will go for that much surprised me. I was shocked to see that. This was a retail arbitrage find. I sold this Cabi casual blazer for $30. I had it listed at $32.50 and got an offer for $30. Obviously, I'm going to accept it. I sold these Athleta workout skinny pants. I just said workout in the title because they were like stretchy yoga type pants. They were size 6 tall. So I've noticed with certain brands, taller sizes sell well. I think taller sizes sell well in general anyway. Maybe it's just for me, but I have sold a lot of Athleta size tall pants. So I don't know if they, I don't want to say tailor, but I don't know if they produce them to a better fit than some other brands that make tall clothing. But the Athleta ones always seem to sell for me. I don't think I'm sitting on any Athleta pants that are size tall. I think I'm all sold out. Maybe like one pair. I sold this Aircast ankle support brace. Not going to go into detail with this one, but I bought it at like a liquidation auction place with a bunch of other medical health and beauty stuff, and I thought it was brand new, and when I opened it there was like a lot of fuzz on the Velcro, so I put it in there as possibly pre-owned. So I could have gotten like 50 bucks for it if it was new, but I dropped my price in half and it sold pretty quickly. I sold this posture pump, which was from a liquidation palette that I ordered online for $109. So I'm a little salty about this one only because in this specific palette, the MSRP for this posture pump was like $235. And I checked it and I saw that they were only like $169 on Amazon. So you really have to be careful with the palette's estimated MSRP. I know a lot of people will warn you about that if you know what I'm talking about, but they estimated this at $235. It was nowhere near that price, but I was still happy with $109. I sold this soft surroundings pattern blouse for $30.75. This was like in and out. I think I had it listed for a couple of days along with a few other soft surroundings pieces that sold at full price. Soft surroundings in eBay. I sold this Stacey Adams hat, which I actually had never heard of. This was another retail arbitrage find. I think I could have gotten more out of this hat, but I didn't do free shipping. I think that was my fault. I don't think I clicked free shipping. I usually do free shipping on everything. I think I could have gotten more out of it, but I don't want to sit on it any longer. I sold this soft surroundings at Gillian floral top. So with soft surroundings on eBay, I do want to give one tip that I don't think I've heard a lot of people say. It is really important for me to look up the style number and find the name of that style. So with soft surroundings, they name a lot of things after like human names. Human names. What are they gonna name it after? Bird names. They name them like Jillian and Kathy and Marisol, stuff like that, because a lot of people will be looking for a specific style, and I've noticed if I do soft surroundings and I list in the title that specific style, it usually sells quicker for me. So keep that in mind with soft surroundings, and every soft surroundings piece has a style number on the inside material tag label. Another soft surroundings, this was the Marisol button-up blouse. This one sold overnight at $31.50, which was my full asking price. I sold this Ralph Lauren woman's blazer. So if you look closely at the title, it says new with tags, worsted wool, navy blue crested blazer. It's not navy, it was not crested, and it's not new with tags. I think what happened when I was listing it, I accidentally, like if you do it on the eBay app, it will show you similar items and you can press them and it will transfer all the information onto your listing, which I rarely ever do that because of problems like this. So I actually messaged the buyer and I said, I'm so sorry for the mistake. This is not new with tags, nor is it crested, nor is it navy. It is blue, it is wool, and all the pictures are genuine. She was so understanding. She said, that's fine as long as there's no other flaws. It's so nice. It's such a fresh breath of air when you have a customer so understanding like that. I sold this Parasite X 90 capsule, like I think it's a parasite cleanse for your gut or something like that. Not 100% sure what it does, but I sold it for $55.95. So I'm not going to complain. Obviously that one wasn't expired and it was sealed. I sold this, I don't know how to say it, Elemis body oil. So when I first got this, this was not in a pallet either. This was a retail arbitrage find. I noticed the box was really damaged, but I bought it anyway. And then when I took it home, I realized the box wasn't even sealed in the first place, which for whatever reason I thought it was. But the actual product itself was like really hard, and I was about to throw it away. I thought it had like expired or something, but then I realized once I looked the item up that it's just solid oil and you have to actually warm it up before you use it. So I almost threw away $24.85. So glad I didn't. I sold this Zip Fizz Healthy Energy Drink Variety Pack. This was also a retail arbitrage find. So I've told you guys before, I think over on Instagram, that retail arbitrage is not my strong spot, but I've been getting better at it. Takes a lot of self-discipline not to get everything that you think will flip just because you like it. But yeah, I sold this for $34.25. See, oddball stuff like this, that's my favorite to sell. I don't know why. I just like selling oddball things. I sold these, this was another retail arbitrage find. For those of you who are not familiar with that, that just means I'm not getting it from like a pallet. I'm actually going to different retail places and buying these items either on clearance, or I don't want to give away all my secrets. I'm always stuck in between wanting to like tell you guys everything that I know and not wanting to give away too many secrets. But I probably will make a retail arbitrage video in the near future so you guys can understand what I'm even saying and what I mean by that. I sold this pack of 4 Avent bottles. I find a lot of Avent bottles for low prices, and I always think maybe I can flip them. I find lots of Tommy Tippy and Dr. Brown's bottles, but they just don't sell that often because you can get them for decent prices at like Target now. But these were glass bottles, and glass bottles always sell for a little bit more than the plastic. So I'm glad I bought them. I paid $5 for them. I sold them for $25.95. This was from a liquidation pallet. It's a Braun Thermoscan, and in the pallet manifest, once again, it said this was like worth $60, and I got it, and it wasn't in the original box, so I just dropped the price. It was new, so why it wasn't in the original box is beyond me, but I still sold it for $26.95. I sold this Omega 3, they were like 90 single serve packets that, it's like a vitamin mix. You guys got to keep your eye out if you're retail arbitraging for like vitamin mixes, because I always thought like packets of dissolvable vitamins and supplements, like I figured they're not going to go for that much, but they sell pretty quickly. And if you can get them for cheap enough and somebody's looking for them. So yeah, that sold for $22.50. Oh, I do have one more that I totally skipped over. This was, I guess I just picked over them. This is a Mason Ikoku. I know I'm saying that wrong. It's like an anime complete DVD set. It was sealed, so I sold it for $42.50. I think one sold at one point for like almost $100, so I probably could have got more if I sat on it, but so sorry for all the extra information. So that's what sold over the past week, the few days surrounding Valentine's Day, which is why I call this my Valentine's Day sales video. Obviously they didn't all sell on February 14th, but over the past week or so. So yeah, if you guys are not subscribed to my channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, because I'm always doing new content. I'm always going on rants and giving out too much information, I feel like. And go follow me over on Instagram, because I'm a lot more responsive via Instagram comments. So go follow me on Instagram. I'm going to leave a link down below in the description to my Instagram. As always, thank you so much for watching. Happy sourcing, happy selling, happy retail arbitraging, happy liquidation pallet, auctioning, bidding, whatever. Whatever it is that you enjoy about reselling. Have fun with it.